I'm going to be very careful how I say this. So, uh, in relation to the title of this video, my stuff is still drying up there. I don't know what to do, but this is serious. You know, if I'm reporting domestic abuse, and now I've had three thefts, quote unquote theft, lost, stolen. So that's a bank card and two pieces of makeup. And obviously, what's going on with my partner and his friend. Well, it's not just his friend. Like I said in the last video, which is over 2 hours long, the police were here because of sexual harassment from a hotel guest. They were also here because of my partner's ongoing control. The police need to investigate themselves. I've got a landlady in contempt of court. It's just full on mental illness. If there's anyone out there who can help me with domestic abuse, please help me because this is very serious. I've had my savings card has been stolen. I reported my savings card stolen, and now I've had a second piece of makeup which has clearly it's been taken. And there's only one person apart from my partner who goes in my hotel room. I always know where my bank cards are. They're always in the same place. I know where I put them. I know where I keep them. I've got two purses, and my partner's got access to all my things. You see? You see what I mean now? He took this caring role through Care for the Carers, which his father thought was strange, which it is strange. Like, whose boyfriend takes a caring role for their girlfriend? Like before he came along, he said, "Oh, I could see you had all these problems, but I don't want to add to your problems." And I could see that Darren had his own mental health issues. I could see that from a mile away. But you didn't think to yourself, "My God, how did I get into all of this?" Well, any woman who's ended up in this position will say the same thing. He's just sent me um a text message saying, "Read this." He's read something about the Bible. Now, again, I agree with the Bible, but all these things that have happened to me, it's just enough to make anyone go crazy. The way I'm feeling, I just want to kill myself or just get out of this country, but I can't because of what happened at that flat when I was locked out of that flat. My gold ring, my passport, and my birth certificate were with those valuables. Darren's Christian friends have abused me. One of them works for the food bank. It's enough to make you uh, see Christians as just being like every other cult, like this LGBT transgender cult thing, like Kelly J. Keane. They're all just doing their own thing. It's, do as we say, or if you don't do what we're saying and what we're doing, you're not part of us. I'm not part of anything, okay? What my partner has sent me this biblical stuff to do with a Facebook group. He's blocked me on Facebook, but he has sent me an email from a Facebook group to do with Yahweh, which is our Heavenly Father's Hebrew name. He's had arguments with his church about this. Now, we very nearly didn't become friends because I liked my pagan stuff, right? I got rid of my pagan stuff, and I got rid of my idolatry and everything that goes against our Heavenly Father. I got rid of it. I renounced it. Even astrology, even though astrology is always there in the background, I did renounce it. And I fully embrace Abba Yahweh. But I have had abuse from Darren today. And now it's just, it feels like he is using the Bible and Abba Yahweh to keep me in this mind control state. He left me to sleep rough. I've responded to him with this email. So I've had in the last few days, I've had to report my bank card, my savings card, as lost/stolen. And this woman was saying you should never give anyone your PIN number. Well, I gave it to my partner because I trust him. I don't know anymore, but I can't. I can't even trust him anymore. But the new bank card is being sent to his address because I'm homeless, right? So I reported the bank card, the savings card as lost, as stolen. And now I've got a second piece of makeup that has been mysteriously disappeared. It's all this gaslighting, right? I had to replace the second piece of makeup that went, the first piece of makeup that went missing. But okay, so this is all indicative. Is that the word, indicative? Of, obviously this is stress and you have to be careful what you say, but it's just, all of this is just too much. All of this, the way my partner is abusing me and treating me and not taking responsibility, and I need help. I need help with all of this. See, because the problem is this involves more than one person, and there's no help anywhere. There is no help. There are just demented lunatics who watch your YouTube channel, who do whatever they do. People who threaten you, if you say something that people don't like. I mean, I've got this YouTube channel on, and it's called Edge of the Matrix, and it's the guy who goes around the country having a debate about the transgender thing, because he mentioned the Tavistock Institute, and there are people from the LGB community who don't like the transgender community, because the transgender community are hateful of the homosexual community, and the idea is to eliminate the homosexuality, and they're most of them are against the sex changes of children. But of course, the Tavistock Institute, where they do that satanic MK Ultra stuff, that they were eventually sued because of the experiments they did on children that didn't need it. But this is a very educated man who's, it's very interesting just to watch him being attacked. This man, just to watch him being assaulted in public in broad daylight. It's disgusting, but It's all there, you know. These are the educated people that are under attack. But anyway, I divert. So basically, I've sent my partner this email because whilst I agree with what my partner is saying about, you know, this what I agree with this Facebook group with what they're saying about Abiy Ahmed, you know, how our enemies are, you know, we're being tested. People who have wronged us are put amongst us, and it's the enemy's way of saying, you know, haha, look, you know, we're being derailed all the time. That we think we're making progress, and then we're derailed. And I get it because that is what is happening right now. But what makes me cross is my partner is sending me this information, and now I've got a second piece of makeup that's gone missing when I've already had to. This has already happened before, and as I said, I had to report my savings card as stolen. The council went into that flat and took my gold ring, my passport, and birth certificate on news that my father had died. But as I said, this is ongoing dangerous. This whole caring role bollocks that Caroline Ansell, the last MP, suggested this caring role, and I've had my life completely destroyed, completely and utterly destroyed. You know, as a typical survivor of narcissistic abuse, as a chosen one, a set apart one, a super empath. I've had everything. I've had the smear campaign, publicly libeled in the Herald, all this nonsense, you know, and locked out of my flat. I don't know how my father died. There's no one to turn to. This MP caseworker, Ewan Morrison, for whatever reason, has ignored me, hasn't got back to me for months. Oh, I'm chasing up adult social case, doing all these things. What's he doing? He's just left me for months on end with all this abuse, sexual harassment in the hotels, abuse from the actual hotel manager, owners, whatever. Oh, and a solicitor who is being fobbed off in the same way that the MP caseworker was by the council, and I just feel like killing myself. You know, I need help with domestic abuse, I need help with the crimes by the council, and look up Section 135 of the Criminal Justice Act 1984, which, as I said in the last video, if you go and look at LSB Films Limited, just look at that last video. This addresses the offence of torture, which is defined as intentionally inflicting severe pain or suffering on another person in the performance or purported performance of official duties. And a person convicted of torture can be sentenced to life in prison. So this is malfeasance of office, but on a more serious level, it's torture by public servants, which is life imprisonment. And that is exactly what has been done to me. So they are scared of me, but they had a choice to do these things to me, and they chose to carry them out on me. Whoever it was, I don't care if it's just one person or more than one person who made up these false allegations over a civil matter that was private between me and my sister, my transgender sister. It had no business of anyone else. She said she was going to get a mediator, which is something I've been trying to get. We disagreed with each other, but there was no shouting, there were no hateful comments between us. We just disagreed. The only hateful person in that Wetherspoons was her support worker who swore at me, and this is something that I will take to death with me. So You know, Darren can swear about my sisters or whatever, but you've all got to, you know, I'm done with all this abuse. I need help with domestic abuse, clearly. I'm extremely vulnerable though because my partner is the only person I've got. And he's blaming my sisters for what has been done to me. And I really just can't take any more of any of this. And I'm going to let this solicitor know because I swear this is still going to end really badly because I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Got a landlady who should be in prison, and the solicitor can take action against the landlady because that legal aid certificate was to commit her to prison, which she said she was happy for, and to seek damages, and she's got my valuables. But it's also the council, because the council went in and took my valuables out of a supported accommodation flat on news of my father's death. And then I've got my garage storage payment. So my storage, why, who instructed the council to sell my storage unit at 13 Rockhurst Drive whilst I've been illegally homeless for 9 years? I had a flat of 7 years before Darren came along. I put someone in prison and 2 years, 10 years on a sex offenders register. I had domestic violence. I went to the rape victim centre in Crawley. I lost my mother. I dealt with all of that on my own while struggling in a flat that I had for 7 years. So why did no one from the community come out to flat 10 Kent Court in Old Town in Eastbourne? Because adult social care were the people who helped get me in there by a company who then went into liquidation. They helped social tenants into private tenancy, and I struggled all those years. I got a kidney infection. I went and I helped out at the Christian coffee shop over the doorstep. I needed help with my mother's death. It's taken me all these years to have a mental breakdown, and no one helped me in the community. So many narcissists buzzing around in this town. They work for the homeless charities, they're in the churches, they're everywhere. These people are diseased with narcissism. And I dealt with all of that on my own. No one helping me. No one. Absolutely no one. Along comes my partner Darren. Suddenly he's Mr. Wonderful. And then all these things happened. Like I said, you've heard it on my channel. You've heard it here. Whatever happens, you've heard it here from the horse's mouth, as it were. I can't cope with all of this. But I am being superwoman. I was superwoman when Mum died. And my mother would be 87, and she said to me in tears how mature I was. I'm still crying out for help. Maybe I'll always be crying out for help. I'm still here. As long as I'm still alive, I'm still struggling. No one's doing anything. There's all of this. And I'm always going to need help. Loads of people don't make it. Many people take their own lives. And, well, but that's where we stand. So I'm going to finish this email to the solicitor. But in the meantime, my partner's not going to stop behaving the way he is. And yes, we are all sinners. But I am crying out here. I am crying out here. I need help with this. But yes, I am amazing. And Abba Yahweh will forgive me for saying how bloody amazing I am. I'm not Superwoman. I do need help. So that's that. 3 thefts. controlling abuse, and then a few weeks ago he assaulted me and I didn't press charges. His friend has been verbally abusive. I've got these gifts for him. Darren's back in, my partner's back in his flat. And this abuse, I can't cope with it. I can't cope with it. He's got to take responsibility. He's got to put his hands up because I'm not Superwoman.